Okay, everyone. I was tying up some flies and thought I would uh, show you how I do an antimabobber. I think I've made videos on this in the past, quite a while ago before actually people were watching my videos. So I thought I'd redo it. And what an antimabobber is I know that when I used to throw out a lot of indicators, sometimes the fish would come up and attack the indicator. So, or bobber as we call it. And I use thingamabobbers a lot, and I like the way that a thingamabobber goes over the line and you can slide it up and down your line. So this is kind of a hopper dropper thing, but the ability to slide it up and down the the up and down the line. So the hopper dropper is a pretty simple operation. It's basically an ant fly, or I call it the antamabobber. It's basically an ant fly with a flexible loop on the end that you can slide up and down your fly line. So now the bigger issue becomes, what is that material? How do I do that? So I'm going to show you how to make one of these. They're pretty straightforward. They're just got a little loop on here. There's really nothing to these. So you just take a fairly smallish hook, a 10 or a 12, whatever your requirements need. 10 or 12 is usually about right. Put it in there. I'm using green thread because green thread is on my desk here. And I'm just going to cover this up with green thread. No big deal here. This is all pretty straightforward. Now, the magic comes in, what is that material? Well, I've used O-rings, I've used all kinds of stuff. And what I found, finally, the magic material that works is this. I'm going to push it up here, maybe, and here. And the magic material is this Stretch Magic. It's for making bracelets. And it has a bit of stretch to it. It's rubber coated, but it's extremely, extremely tough. So you just take a small amount of this stuff. This is the 1 millimeter size. And you find it at, well, you can't find it at Joann's anymore, but it's at Michael's. And so you just take a small, maybe couple inch piece or so, place one end on your hook there, start binding it on. And what's nice about this is that because it's kind of got a rubber outside to it, it doesn't come off. So once you got it bound on there, you get it right up to the eye, this side, then just loop it over just slightly bigger than the eye, just a little bit beyond the eye of your hook. So you've got a nice little loop, and then bind it back. So what you've done is you've created a little loop on the top of your fly. We're going to cut this off. Now it's a matter of just making a little ant body. I've taken some craft foam here, and it's just green and black. Not a big deal. I'm going to put the green on top so I can see it and the black on the bottom. And I'm basically just going to move it so that this little rubber thing here is exposed, and tie that on there really well. I'll take a couple legs. You can use white legs, you can use whatever colors you want. I thought maybe these bright green ones would show up maybe a little better on this one. So I've got some rubber leg material. Basically loop it over gently and then give it a number of turns really tight. There we go. We get this to where we want it. There. That looks pretty good. Now it's just a matter of, here, I'll line this up a little better here. Line this here better. And then I bring this up towards the eye Wrap it around a couple more times to get my ant look. Get my half hitch tool. Put a half hitch on there. Put a couple more half hitches on there. Or whip finish, whatever you have. There's nothing sacred here. There we go. And that's all there is to it. I mean, this is not rocket science here. It's fly fishing. And now, basically, what we have is basically a very floatable fly that you can hang a nymph through or from. And I'll show you how we actually do this. So this is the cut. Okay, so I have some fly line here. And basically, if your nymph were on the end of this, you just take your fly line, you stick your line through it, pull the fly through, and if we do this right, here we go. There. So now your thingamabobber is on there. You get a tug. It's not going to slide unless you really kind of tug it and pull on it and slide it up or down. And it'll float on top of the surface. Your nymph will float right below it, however length you want it. And that's it. That's the Antamabobber. Simple but effective.